No, I was not stuck on the toilet. I was stuck with a customer who's actually making me have to change the plane slightly because I've got to get their things sorted out before I start the actual repairs. Right. And it's interfered with my coffee. I wanted my coffee first. Hey there, Mark 2. Arilla. Okay. I just need to clean this bench down slightly. Everything's thrown out. Good thing I made the schedule a little bit longer than my normal one. Okay, let's get some squirties. And Mr. John Arnold G. So yeah, this person just turned up right at the last minute. Needs their phone fixed up. They weren't happy about the price. I said it's 190, and they're like stagger back. I'm like, what? And I'm like, well, I said you can go to Townsville and get them cheap because in Townsville they will sell you in this particular instance they'll sell you an LCD panel rather than an OLED panel. But I don't do the LCD panels. I always, as a rule, take the most expensive option I can for a given display. Just simply because I don't want to have to deal with quality niggles. Anyway, that data for the job is invalid. Oh no, it's not correct right now. It will be in a second. Okay. We're not doing the back. Damn it, need coffee. Come on, coffee. Hey there, Pedro. Okay, so this is a XS Max, just double checking that. I don't think they produced an X Max, did they? I think it was sort of like they brought out the X and that was it, and then we got the XS and they said, alright, we're going to bring out the big size now. It's funny how for a while there, Apple actually avoided going big screen along with everyone else. Like it wasn't until we up the 4, the 5, 5S, and then they relented at the 6, and then they realised, yeah, we need even bigger than that. Thank goodness they did. This one's a little bit mashed up. The chassis is pinched in at the corners down the bottom. That's not good. I don't think this has been removed before. The adhesive feels pretty good. I don't know why I'm being careful with it. It's not like I'm going to preserve the screen. I guess you just sort of like to get into the habit of always being careful. There we go. Yep, this is pristine. Nice. Kind of wondering if I've ever done an XS Max before. Like every now and then you look at a job and you go, wait a second, I don't think I've ever had one of you before. And McRams, full wave. Jim, how's it going? Fortunately, even though the screen on this was mangled, was able to slide it to turn it off, which is always nice. That's right, we've got the extra cabling up here. Yeah, I definitely have not done an XS Max before now that I think about it, which is kind of crazy. They've been around long enough, but unfortunately they're not a major diversion to other models. ugh, the adhesive has gotten to the point where it's sort of more like jelly now. Hey, Full Wave. Oh wait, I already said it earlier. Hey, Smiller. Craig. Okay, just a little bit of heat. Which one is it? Is that one? Oops. It's actually been... It was tricky trying to get that one out. You obviously don't want to tear this top flex. There'll be a lot of very angry responses if you do. And the teeny tiny tri-wing up there, you lose that and you'll also get angry responses. It's about midday here. Alright. Okay. We're going to need to displace that key guide and everything else. Hey, Yan. I don't know if there are easier ways to get these plastic key guides out, but this is the way I do. I do have spares, but I try not to have to rely on the spares unless I really, really have to. I'm not even sure I've got any excess Max ones. I probably do, but when I first sort of started dealing with these models, you know, the 10, 10S, whatever, I just bought a whole bunch of these key guides of different types. Okay, that middle is still stuck. Yeah, it's not the sort of thing you want to force. Hey, Copaz. Hey, Micromage. There you go, that's better. That to the side. Let's get the new one. What the hell? It's stuck under the... You can actually tell it is daytime for me for the fact that I'm doing iPhones, because that's usually what happens. During the day, mostly I'm dealing with fixing up the various iPhones in town, and then during the night is when I will actually get around to doing the Macbooks. Okay, that's not sitting properly because there's a bit of junk there. Now, because I'm not a mall kiosk repair place, I actually take the time to make sure things fit properly before I give it back to the customer. So, interesting, the camera decided to turn on now. Clearly I've got a bad connection somewhere. And Miles. Okay, zoom out please. Zoom out and up. So it's just this bit of whatever it is, glue, and it's just impeding the keyway from sitting flat. Marvellous. Just give that gentle brush. Oh, damn you, power supply, and your annoying leads. It'll throw you down to the abyss. Freaking tiny trialing. So we will have a MacBook after this, but just need to get this out of the way first. What's this? Just had a customer come in and expect my blessing for her buying a HP Victus Gaming laptop for paying her bills. What? Oh, right. So what? She paid her bills and she bought the laptop sort of as a peace offering, or what? I don't know, maybe I'm misreading you. Okay. Let's do a data transfer. Yeah, I've definitely never used the XS Max on this one. What? Yeah, but that's a bit of an overkill. I mean, there's no harm in some overkill, but sometimes you do wonder about people's buying choices. Yeah, I just realised I've left that transfer pad off, so we'll have to take that off again and put it back. It's not super critical, but it is something I would rather be there. You're going to fall off, aren't you? And I just realised I didn't even have to take off that. Damn it. Ah, damn it. The adhesive came off. Alright, well, looks like that's out the window then. So much for that. That was a run around the block for no good reason. Disappointing. You know she will, Miles. You know she will. You should have advised her better. Stayed her hand when she clicked that purchase button. It's the way it goes. Oh, you bastards. Okay, thank God. Alright, now I need to mark this. So what's the date today? 18th. Let's see. Make sure we don't have any rattlers in there. Surprising how many times you can end up with a wayward screw just hanging off the side or caught up into this gum, and it ruins your day. Unfortunately, I do not have a replacement bonding kit for this phone. That said, I do question the value of such things. Seems like for the most part they're just more superficial box ticking rather than actually doing anything in terms of protecting the phone. Okay, the one thing I do hate about the X and XS series is the way the cabling works up here. It does seem to have a tendency of getting pinched. Like if the manufacturer has made it just like a millimeter too long or something like that. Battery connector being difficult, how normal. Okay. And this is the point when you realize that you've got to pull the chassis out. Damn it. And of course, naturally, all the cables are connected. I have this real bad habit where I just forget to pull that chassis corners out until after I put the screen back on. And then it becomes this great big, yeah, to do this off the edge of the screen. Don't know if that's going to be enough. Obviously you try to only do what you absolutely have to do, and that just slips in. Interesting, it powered up on its own. I don't like that. Either that or my finger was on the power button. We'll find out. Yeah, Copaz, that's what I was doing. Although it's just the true tone, it's not actually serialization. Okay, light works. Alright, now for the most difficult and annoying part of this job. I really am not a fan of doing screen protectors, because you only got to get one speck of dust and the people are like, it's got dust on it. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that one. Except when I just scratched the fucker up. Did I just scratch that up? Oh god. It better not be. Thankfully not. It's just a bit of scum. Must have been a rebel on there. All good. It's all good. Alrighty. That's one done. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Just out of habit, I like to verify that the charging is working. Yeah, that one feels a bit mushy. It's a little tight in there. I mean, it is synchronizing it. Detecting it, rather. I just want to have a look at its port. Hey there, Yamara. So he's got a little bit of mush up in there. Flush that out. Fortunately, it's mostly dried up, so it's coming off in easy pieces. I think someone's been washing these ports before because the mesh is pulling away. Like as I apply a little bit of pressure on that other side, I could see the mesh would just retract back. So it's most likely someone's used alcohol or something on there and it's made the glue degenerate. That's okay. This is not going to be perfect, but it'll just, yeah, make things a little bit better for them. And then I've got to clear out that crap that's in the port, cover the microphone holes, give it a squirt of air. Always cover the microphone holes before you hit it with the compressed air. Otherwise you will be replacing their microphone assembly. And I just realised I've actually got to put the screen screws back in. That would have been awfully not hilarious. So the next time they drop it, the whole thing would just pop open, and I would definitely be in strife. Just tension them up just perfectly. Alright, now it's actually sitting proper flush, so that's good. And good current transfer, considering it's at 80-90%, that's pretty good. Alright. Now we can get onto the MacBook after we clean up our workbench. Let's see. And then I like to mark I just like to retain people's screens for a week or two, just in case they decide to come back and like, hey, I want my screen back. And it's like, yeah, sure thing, there you go. Go wild. I'm not trying to take it from you or anything. You got to expect people's unexpected behaviors. Miles, I don't know, this one's going to be a liquid damage one, so it sounds like it's got a multitude of issues, but we'll see. I have been having a pretty good run the last couple of days with machines coming in, getting them fixed and straight out on the same day. Somehow I think this one might defeat that. Okay. Alright, I'm going to have to take the back panel off this one separately. There are no screws in this back panel. Someone else has been into it. Okay. What is this, 850? This is an 850, isn't it? 1989? Yeah, 850. Where the hell's my glasses? Oh, look. Oops. I just got to go tell my wife that the builders are about to turn up. Hey, sweetie, builders are about to turn up. Oh, it's okay. It's no big work. Here you go. Are they out the back, are they? Oh, okay. There's so Loki's there.
I've got Luna in my bedroom,
Right.
so it's just Mo and
Handle Mo is easier. What are you doing? You're hiding in the pile of grass. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I have to actually take you inside. Hello. Come on. You gonna come out? Sugar boy. Come on. What are you doing? Come on. Believe me, Micro, you're gonna want to come out once the builders are here, and you'll be like, shit, 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 the builders are here. Come, buddy. You gonna come out? Good boy. You're a good boy. Yeah, I know, you big whingy bum. Come on, let's take you inside. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll leave you. They will be coming into the yard to do the downpipe. Right. And this is why MacBooks don't generally get done during the day, because it's just there's always things going on. So you sit down for 5 minutes and you got to get up because something's happening. Crap! It's underfilled 3215s. Damn it! What cartoon voice? Ugh, don't you mean my cat voice? Right. You know, I'll plug this in. I'll see what the behavior is. I guess I better change my USB-C cable to one that is actually USB-C to USB-C. Who the hell? Oh, that's the customer's phone. 5 volts to 20 volts. 400 fire. What are you doing, computer? You're charging? And you're turning on. Okay, so this one's sort of one of those, okay, computer restarted because of a problem. Joy. Oh geez, not Mickey Mouse of all things. Okay, it seems like we've got a stalled progress bar here. I'm not exactly sure why. We've got no fan spin. This is going to be nightmarish. I'm going to guess it's got a sensor hiccup. It stays on, so the battery, all the battery circuitry seems to be fine. Okay, we're just going to take the board out, have a look. I have a feeling that if one CD3215 has been reworked, then it's possible. You know what? I don't know. Oh, I just see that's semi-disconnected anyway. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen one of the 13 inches with the update, the critical update crap. Oh, dude, your phone is going to have to go on silent at this rate. I mean, I'm sure they do have critical update issues, but like I said, just as a general, I've not seen 13s. Just a bit of heat to get this thing to loosen off. No, I haven't queues because I actually haven't finished them up. But I do need to get that done. This is the other reason why I'm really somewhat disinclined to do too much manufacturing myself, because I already have time shortage issues. Some people would say time management issues, but anyway, I digress. And so customer satisfaction will just go straight into the crapper with me involved. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. I mean, oh dear. Okay, we've got a bodge wire there. Interesting. Yeah, this has been a little bit more than just touched. Hey, sweetie.
He just had to see you.
He's what?
He's had to see you. He had to see you. He was crying.
Right. Mo, what are you doing? Being a big jerk. Okay.
Now he's sulking.
Yeah, naturally. Okay, so let's see what we got other than the great field of flux. Holy damn, yeah, that's a burnout. Oh wow, it's multi-core? That's impressive. That's very fine multi-core wire. Very impressive. Oh, another one there. Okay, is that intentional or what? Or is that just a glitch on the board? This here. No, that was just a teeny tiny piece of wire that was potentially bridging between there and there, or maybe it was intentional, I don't know. We will have to look at the board view and find out whether that was just an accidental placement or whether that was an intentional but didn't get finished properly placement. So we were here and it was trying to bridge to this from top end to, yeah, so definitely no relation between this, so that was purely accidental. Okay, would be nice if that was the whole fault. Well, this person loves their flux. To be fair, I understand, you know, after a while when you're working on these boards, it sort of gets to the point where it's just everything's swimming in flux and you want to throw it into the ultrasonic cleaner, but you also know it's not really going to fix anything. So, a slow moving progress bar frequently is a sensor fault somewhere. We also don't know if the trackpad's working. A lot of those diodes probably don't... Okay, see, this is where the see this? This is what I was worried about. See, we've got squeezage here. So that means this 3215 is probably struggling. Is that a burn mark on there? Ever so slight, but I'd say that's probably more manufacturing than anything else. But yeah, that looks like it's been overheated, so it's probably misbehaving. Oh man, this side. The other side looks visually bad. This side is genuinely bad. Got a chip diode. I don't know. Is that ball squeezage or is that someone had paste lying around and it kind of feels like paste. This is another good reason to clean your workbench between the jobs so that you don't have transference of crap. This here looks like that's a squeeze out. The trouble is if I do one I'm going to have to do both because it's pretty much impossible to, okay, I shouldn't say impossible. It's pretty difficult to get one done and not afflict the other. Well, at least the regulator section's okay. I mean, other than that stray piece of wire and the ball squeezage, still haven't found what I would consider a smoking gun yet. The temperature sensor up there looked fine. I would be almost inclined to feel it is a bad trackpad or something. Let's have a look at the chassis. Naturally, you can't see squat on these ones. And naturally, I have utilized my 170. Oh yeah, wait, this is 1989. Yeah, I'm gonna try a different chassis for this one. I'm pretty sure I've got another one of these chassis. 1989. Because yeah, I mean the ball squeezage ain't great, but if it is booting, then it's not affecting it directly yet. Come on. So this is one of my test chassis. Always very good to have them. Oh, for sure, you know, there's no question about it, Miles. It's going to play out. But I just mean for the current situation where we've got this slow load, I have a feeling it may not be specifically board related. But yeah, that 3215, that's going to come into play with charging later, for sure. The other thing I want to address is whether the touch bar is functioning or not. I was thinking it was one of these that I commandeered for myself, but it was actually a 1706 that I've commandeered for myself. Okay. A Surge. And who we got here? Edsoft. Well, EDSFOT. Hello. Okay, so here we go now. Sort of holding on that Apple logo. Not, okay, so we do have slow progress again. That's not good. Wonder if it can give me anything in diagnostics. Ah, crap. I need to set up the Wi-Fi. Damn it. Danger, working on a live machine. Right. That should give us our Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi signal drops to 1 bar, then raises full bars and drops internet connection goes back. Yeah, no idea about that one. Sounds like an internal RF amp issue maybe. Alright, did that just crap the bed? Still charging though. Something definitely went wrong then. Oh no. Okay, run offline. Let's check that serial number. Okay, serial number is a match, thank goodness. Surprised China hasn't found a way to jerry-rig something like... Why does flippin' YouTube have to stick this love heart in here? I think the problem that China's facing, or everybody's facing with the MacBooks now, is because they do have their security enclave effectively... Yeah, it's a fully closed setup now, so it's near impossible to break into that. I mean, Apple's had so many iterations of tightening down the security that it's probably close to perfect at this point. I'm sure there's a flaw in there somewhere, but I don't know how successful we're going to be in finding that. Particularly when they move to the whole T2 thing and sort of close that loophole that we did have. Okay, we're just going through the diagnostics at the moment. It'll get there. It'll get there. And it's going to say, nothing is wrong. Yeah, no issues found. Fantastic. To determine your support... Yeah. Good on your MacBook No issues found. I don't think so. The only other possibility I can think of is that slow progress bar might actually be it loading the "have you forgotten your password?" Because that, for some reason, it takes a long time. Yeah, the battery's known good. Yep. And as you can see, it's also charging very nicely. Because remember, this is a different chassis as well. So this is my chassis versus the other chassis. Not to say that two chassis can't have the same fault. Crazy stuff like that does happen, unfortunately, as I've learnt. I'm just going to rest that there. I'm just going to wait and see what happens with that progress bar. Meanwhile, I'll play some games. Check my emails or something interesting. Anything's better than sitting here talking to you guys. Yeah, nothing on email. Okay, we're getting some progress on that progress bar now. Oh, Miles, look, I totally agree with you. Totally. It's often nice to have 3 options, just in case. And it seems like I have been ghosted by one of my biggest B2B clients, which is not very good. What the hell? 32 minutes remaining? What is this thing doing? This thing's behaving like it's loading the operating system or something. I've got to send a message for this one. This is not expected behavior. I'm not anticipating it to be doing this 32 minutes crap. Did someone try reload the... Ah, I ain't got 32 minutes to wait around. Hey there, Mr. Morgan. Good morning to you. And hello, Greg. And okay, now it's gone back to estimating time. Interesting. Oh no, back to 32 minutes. Okay. Maybe they're using the same algorithm as what Microsoft uses for their progress bar. Alright, given that this is going to be doing whatever it's going to be doing, I am going to put it on its own feed. Yes, but oh, okay. Alright, so apparently someone has tried to reload the OS, but there's no touch bar activity. Great. I need to get a USB-C cable. Actually, I'm just gonna put this thing behind me. Literally, not figurative. 20 minutes. And we'll get to the next one. This is why you need to have more than one workbench around the place. You could have a very small queue if you didn't have to... Holy fuck, no. Jeez. Oh, come on. This isn't liquid damage. This is Titanic. This has been dead and buried for no, come on. This is an A2O 2020 board. Okay, what's the problem with this one? Other than the fact that it's been underwater for a decade. 5 volts. Well, we're getting 20 volts. We're getting a bong. It works fine. Nothing wrong with this machine. It's all good. Far out. What the hell? Backlight's a little weak. Liquid damage, long term, and then we got nothing. Shut itself down. Is that because I disconnected it? Okay, so the battery's not holding its own on this yet, but it is charging. We'll just keep the cable plugged in so that it gives a... and... yeah, we've got a full boot on this one. Interesting. Shut down. Right, fixed. That'd be $300, please. We'll take it out and have a look. But, oh man. Some solid rust going on there. Daughter board's going to be giving hell, or just the audio jack, so that's a common problem on these M1 series, their daughter boards. Likewise, the 1932s, 2179s, things like that, with these separate audio daughter boards. They have this bad tendency to get wet and then take out the whole system, mostly because they've got some I2C data lines on them. Okay, I'm not even sure this has been disassembled before. It's a crack up. Yeah, man. Boom, boom. Come here, T5. Wait, you're T4. That's what I wanted. I asked for one thing, but I actually needed another. Right, well, that's a familiar thing in life. Yeah, well, that's very messed up. I would say that percussive maintenance has made that disconnect enough that it works, but that's definitely going to be our, what do you call it, our smoking gun, as it were. You'll see in a second. Yeah, I mean, you just can't do that to the on-off button flicks. It's an absolute disaster. Percussive maintenance is surprisingly effective. Disturbingly effective might be a better way to describe it, I suppose. But it's also a useful diagnostic tool. So if someone says the machine doesn't work when they post it, and it gets to you and it does work, then there's a pretty good chance that you've got some corrosion somewhere on a cap, or somewhere where you don't want corrosion, which is everywhere. Q's, what board was it again? You were on the M1. Yeah, they're married to the board as far as I know. So you're kind of up the creek. I don't even understand, and this is probably just my lack of understanding, but I don't even understand why they feel that the Wi-Fi chip has to be married. I mean, obviously it's something they've done since the iPhone 6S. But I'm not quite sure of the security logic behind it. I'm sure there's some reason that they invented, but I don't know what it is. Maybe somebody can enlighten me. Ach nee man, that's Bayerkach. Because Apple loves you long time. But I would genuinely like to know if there was some sort of security implications that they felt necessitated it, aside from security of their bank accounts. That doesn't count. Struth. Complete screw in there. Right. Amazingly, for as titanic as this board was, the board itself is perfect. The board literally is perfect. It's just the chassis that's a disaster. More specifically, this. This here is the... Everything else is fine. Even the battery hasn't been caught up in this disaster. It's just this section here, which, funnily enough, is probably a $100, $150 part. Even though it's just a simple little headphone jack. And Apple will say, see, this is why we took the headphone jacks away. Caused so much trouble. We care about our customers and we don't want to have to charge them $150 for a new Flex. Instead, we'll charge you $1,300 for a new machine. Haha. Had a panic moment then. I thought, ooh, was that really on the proper temperature? You know, I've done it before. Ah, that's right. This son of a gun of a one. I remember this now. Yep. Naturally, they just pull straight through. Good job, little grommets. You didn't do your job. Wow, they actually stick them down? Interesting. See, the trouble is, if I don't take these grommets off, I can't put them back into this subframe properly. And then, so what happens is when you try to screw them down, it just squashes them rather than pulls them through properly. Anywho, yeah, this whole flex basically needs to come out. I don't think there's any proper way for me to recover that. Yeah, Mark, that was undesirable days. Speaking of 1502s, Miles, I'm starting to get to the point where I just need to offload all my 1502s. I've got a few of them in various states. Some work, some don't. But I'm done with them now. The time of the MagSafe 1 and 2 is over, basically, for me. I mean, I'll still do 1466s and data recovery for some. Like I did a 1398 the other day because its solid state drive actually died. It was a 2012. And it wasn't the board in this case. Fortunately, I did get the data back, thankfully. Wonder how bad that really is. It looks bad, but I wonder how bad it really is. God only knows the power button is definitely bad. Although again, it could just be superficial corrosion. Well, I'm glad you all enjoy my failures on screen. At least I do fix them up. You know, I make the mistakes, I fix them up. I don't just say to the customer, oh no, 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 that's how they are normally. You're just remembering wrong. Apple's always installed a film in the inside. Yeah, that's some nice crustiness in there. Oops, mistakes happened. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can do anything with these two flexes. This is the fun part sometimes with the repairs. If it is a fault with these parts and you fix it up, your customer may get upset if you still charge them a logic board repair fee. Because they're like, it's not the logic board, you could just board another one of those for whatever. And it's like, yeah, yes, no. And particularly like this. If I replace that connector, I do wonder if this might be functional still. Well, Q's, I actually kind of hoping that they will do that for the M1. I could do with a couple of M1s for myself. I'm really tempted to ultrasonic this. We'll give it the toothbrush treatment first. First we'll use some 80/20, just splurge it all over that. Because everything is underneath like an epoxy layer or something like that. It's really just the connector. And even that's not that bad now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's simply the end grounding connector that's completely actually vanished, funnily enough. Yeah, if we replace that, that might work. This one's a little trickier. Now I know if liquid gets into that tactile button, it's not great, but it's not the worst either, because again, I can replace that and just take that epoxy off either end. You can do it. You have to be careful with the electronics for the Touch ID, which is on the back here. But I think I can flush and scrub this and replace that. Now this is 80/20 that I'm using on the alcohol, because this is whatever it was obviously, you know, water soluble. So we kind of want to flush it out. If I just use pure alcohol, it probably would make it look wet and make you think it's moving, but in reality it would, once the alcohol vanishes, it will just simply go back to being corroded. Okay, this on the other hand is full alcohol. Hey, Thunderbird 6. I forget which one. Which one's Thunderbird 6? Yeah. Can't remember which one was my favourite. Was Thunderbird 6 the spaceship one? Even that actually doesn't look too bad. That's actually quite fixable. There was no 6. Oh, well, there you go. So 5 was the spaceship. I wonder if there's an iPhone connector like that. 5 is the space one, right. Good. Oh, okay, so this Mac, the one that we've been waiting on, it has just booted. Let's see. And the password is incorrect. Of course it's incorrect. Who would have ever thought that we would have a proper password? Let's see what the job sheet says. Let's try the other one. Nay, come on, don't do this to me. Password hint 1 to 5. Gee, really? And it was that. Why did I get the... anyway. The security update is available. No, just kidding, just kidding. Update is available though. Okay, but definitely touch bars non-functional. Alrighty. Okay, so that's our real issue here, I think. The touch bar's faulty. But, of course, also that CD3215 has got far too much squeezage. What is going on here? This thing has been reformatted. As in, it doesn't even have any user data on it. Okay, full stop. I see the touch bar is not functional at all, full stop. The password was actually 12345. Full stop. There doesn't appear to be any user data on here. Is that correct? Question mark. New line, new line. The board is in pretty bad shape and likely 2 of the CD3215s need to be swapped out because there is ball squeezage on the underfill. Siri doesn't know what to think of that. No, well, we'll leave that one be. Let's get back to this other one. Right, yeah, so I'm trying to find something, maybe, I'm trying to think if it's going to be like on iPhone 6 screens or 6S screens, where you have the home button connector. Kind of looks a bit like that. I'm probably going to be 2 pins short, I can almost guarantee that, in fact. that? No, 3. How many are we after? 6, 7. Okay, 6 with 2 ends. Perfect. That one there will do it, I think. Maybe not. What do you guys reckon? I guess we'll just take it off and have a look. That feels like a good chassis. I think we'll leave. Yeah. Naturally, of course, Paul has purged all of the bad chassis from his pile because he's like, what's the point of having bad chassis? And let's see, this is the okay, see, the trouble is that end connector is different. That's the connector on the iPhone 4. So there may not be a match. We shall see. Just tear this thing off. I'm not using the heat brick thing for any reason other than just because it's heavy, it holds it there. Nothing more. We're going to have a fair bit of meltage around here, but I'm not worried about it. By the way, anybody running into issues with their Atom hot air station with the button, like the temperature up or down, or any of the buttons starting to get sticky and hold, they won't release, like they get jammed. Get a little too aggressive, Paul. Wow, I'm struggling to actually get hold of this. Backside needs to be warmed up a bit more. Okay, a little more air maybe. It's just something I noticed the other day. I was trying to put the temperature up on the station, and it just got stuck there and kept pushing the temperature up, and I was like, whoa, 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 back up, back up. And I was like, no thanks. Okay, these are completely different anyway. That was pointless. Hate that. Same pitch and everything, but completely different. Technically speaking, I could actually swap this and put the other connector on the logic board, on the other flex. So yeah, it's not a match, but it was close. Pin count and pitch were correct, but everything else was wrong. Okay, let's see if we've got anything else that we can steal. Nay. I mean, obviously I could take it from another flex and such, but otherwise I might just have to accept what I've got there and see if I can clean it up the best I can. Let's see, iPhone boards. Vapor chill. The fully shielded type connectors that it's using, you don't really see them on the iPhones, the older iPhones. Okay, I've got nothing but crappy old crap ones here. 5s, 6s, so I don't even have any 7s in this pile. So I'm not sure where I'll put my iPhone 7s, 8s and 10s and things like that. Okay, where are you, other boards? Wow, where's my damn logic board for this? Oh man. Yeah, whereas say like this is a 7 Plus, and you can see the presence of the full shielded type connectors starting to come up. Not so much that one. What have we got here? We've got a 10, I think. No, nothing there. I got a lot of these kind of phones sitting around not doing anything. I can't really do anything in terms of rebirthing the phone because they are ex-customer type phones. So instead they just sort of become these, just say, machines that sit around waiting for their time to go down to the dump. That's another 6-pinner only. I think I might have to just try my luck with refurbishing the one that we've got. Oh well, I'll just tell them if they want perfection, they're gonna have to replace everything. Because that doesn't look too bad. I mean, certainly it's not great, but we'll clean it up. But it's not the worst. At least with Macbooks you can survive without the Touch ID. So we're not going to take this off, we're just going to try and rework it. What I will do is warm it up a little. Let's get that flux to bite in. Get it to fizz. It may even reflow it, but we're not taking it off. It's a fizzy drink that's good for the health of your connectors. So that last one held on, unfortunately. I'm trying not to directly sort of rub in the solder to the pins or anything like that. I'm just sort of trying to let this solder blob do the work and let the surface tension pick and choose. Okay, well, we've done the easy bits now. We've got to work on definitely those two end ones there have sort of need a bit of help. It's probably going to get a bit dark. Okay, maximum brightness. Let's see what we're dealing with. Oh, what the hell was that? Oh, windy. Yeah, the roofing guys are going to love that. Even though these are sort of end cap connections, unlike the standard sort of use where they would typically be ground or something like shield, something like that, there is a growing tendency to use them for active signals or lines. It's not just ground or signal anymore. If I looked at the board view in the schematic, I'd be able to tell, but yeah, it's not just mechanical or ground anymore. They tend to be active, which is why they tend to get chewed out in the corrosion. I think I might have to lift this off, unfortunately. I want to get to those pads underneath. So, at least with the leaded solder on there now, they should lift off a bit easier. Oh, we completely lost that leg. That's not good. That one there. We'll have to pick that up. Hopefully it does come up, and hopefully we don't have to try and cut it or grind it away. Yeah, it's been difficult. No, it's not coming up. I often think Drive Savers does know what they're doing with regards to that sort of thing. They know that every now and then they're going to get caught out on that, but they also know, as a general rule, 99 out of 100 people coming to them are not going to know any better, and so they're going to capitalize quite nicely each 99 out of 100 times. Yeah, this is a real problem. I don't know why this doesn't want to lift off. Yes, that's hot. Okay, at least that trace there seems good enough that we can rebond to it, so that's good, which is the same as this one. So I could actually put the connector back down without the leg. It's just really perplexing as to why that leg is most definitely stuck there. Until I put the knife blade under it. Yay! Alright. Oh, Tim loves drive savers. If it wasn't for drive savers, who would Tim have to complain about? Rossmann? I mean, come on. He's working at Rossmann these days. That's okay, Vapor. Most of the people on this channel don't talk much. I really feel like I need another connector here. Okay, the top sides look pretty bad, but the bottom side not too bad. Except that. That's definitely trashed out. Yeah. This is like Jason Vilma territory. It got corroded down, not welded down. The oxides decided to have a great party where they stuck around. Yeah, we're at least seeing some proper copper here. See if the solder will take to it. Jason, basically, he's working, but he just doesn't really have... He doesn't care about us anymore. He's busy living up in Florida, and his jet ski and his family, and yeah, all the stuff that doesn't matter. Like slightly lifted that leg. The man doesn't care about us anymore. It'd be a hell of a lot easier if I just had another one of these. Ah! Alright. This is going to be shonky no matter how I do it, I think. It's Pedro from the Shonky Brothers. Dodgy Brothers is more your thing. We got a deal for you today. Oh, come on down, Dodgy Brothers. Yep. Dodgy Brother just effed that up. Yeah, Pedro, I'm saying you're more a Dodgy Brother. Come on, take the solder, you bastard. Okay, I can see it actually has taken solder on the underside, or at least it looks like it. It's just not too keen on the top side. I'll just try and convince it with some extreme prejudice here. Anybody wondering, the Dodgy Brothers were a skit on a comedy show called Fast Forward in Australia back in the, was it 80s or 90s? This is where Eric Bana first cut his teeth on things. Back before he tried to be a serious actor, he was actually quite the comedian. Some would say he still is. But yeah, the Dodgy Brothers were always trying to sell something shonky. There you go. Put it together for you there. Shonky and Dodgy. Alright, I think I'm going to leave this one as is. See how we go. We're worried about that solder blob up here, so I might try and absorb that. I tell you, we have a habit of stealing the New Zealanders. And then claiming them as our own. If we like them, that is. If they become famous, we claim them as our own. If they're failures, we consider them New Zealanders. Definitely not pretty. Kind of like me first thing in the morning. Or me in the middle of the day. Or me. No, where are you? Miles, I'm surprised you're surprised. Gaming laptops are just sort of like another name for expensive things that we produce once and then you have to throw out if anything goes wrong with them. I want to get a little more under there, but it's been difficult. There we go. Definitely very happy with the purchase of this unit. It makes things very easy. Although you can't see it, that's just ticking away. It's 60 seconds of UV. It's one of those purchases I'm happy I made. Which is good because I got a hell of a lot that I'm not happy I made. Like the Vivo infrared reflow oven. That's a piece of crap. And I don't know whether to just throw it in the trash or subject someone else to the inhumanity of it and sell it to them. I mean, it's okay if you have one little board in the very middle of it, and that's it. Okay, that's done. But it's disappointing in so many ways that my little homemade oven does a better job. Well, that's certainly nice and set. Okay. Yeah, watch me tear the flex. Okay. It's the Touch ID button done at least. And that's well and truly cured onto the silicon mold now. Oh well. Make sure we don't lose that. And now let's see what we can do about this one. Yeah, so the big problem here is what's happened to those contacts there, and were they important, and were they... Yeah, they've actually gone straight through... Is that there vias on this? I'm going to say it was required. This actually looks worse for wear than I initially anticipated. So we're going to try take that off and see what we're dealing with. But I have a feeling we may need to replace this flex entirely. I'm going to try and minimize the damage I do to the plastic. Sort of focusing the heat a little up here rather than down here, although these tend not to... No, you know, I'm just not going to say anything until it's off. Plastic's starting to melt. What I was going to say is, it doesn't seem to have the problem of ball squeezage or solder squeezage on this particular substance. But I didn't want to say anything until I actually got it off, because it would have been the one time that it did. Come on, beep. Thank you, slacker. There's a lot of damage there. I think we're going to have another flex. We'll see. Yeah, maybe not. If these two are connected, then there's hope. It's hard to say. Okay, there's enough meat on that one, so that can be saved. That's it, Vapor Chill. See, there's disparaging remarks already. Hurtful words. Right. So I'm going to assume this here. Yeah, okay, that's its own unique trace there. I don't know where it goes or what it's for, because we don't have board user schematics for this one. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that it was just one solid bar of copper there. But like I said, we've got a problem that we don't even have a connector at this point anyway. So I'm not sure where I'm going to get one. I think it might just be safer and easier for us to simply get a whole new audio flex. Pretty sure I can get them. What is this? What is it? 2338. Let's see if they are available. Yeah, it's worth just buying them like that. There's no point stuffing around with anything more. Let's see if my usual supplier has it. Don't like seeing they go, we can repair Macbooks. It's like, go away. Can't believe I've got to buy parts off you. Okay, what have we got? 821-02673. They don't have any. Yeah, they are good for warranty. They don't. I don't think I've ever had them. What do you call it? Probably take 2 pieces, I believe. They don't seem to be able to give me the option here of whether I want black or white. Oh, here we are. Alright, so we want the black one. Stop giving me goddamn... No matter how many times I change this, they always revert back to... stupid, Australian dollars. Yep, we'll leave it at that. Okay. Alright, there. Oh, you can't see anything. Haha, there. Anyway, that's what we just bought. Alright then, well, listen, I'm done. I'm gonna go have some lunch and a coffee and another coffee. Yes, I know. My coffees are only like half coffees, so I can have more, as it were, but still only have a sort of like the standard amount of coffee that people have. Whatever that is. But yeah, so it's interesting. We ended up with a perfect 2020 board, but dodgy chassis, and the other one we've got to sort out what's going on with the, what do you call it, touch bar. It could be just a dead touch. Oh, it's not a dead touch file because mine doesn't work either. It'll be something, and I'll find it. In the meantime, I'm going to go deal with the rest of the world, and I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching.